attraction, The Voice.
Hi everybody, I'm Carson Daly from NBC's The Voice. I want to welcome you to the Universal Front Lot. Our show is filmed on stage 12. It happens to be the largest soundstage on the Universal lot. Take a look.
Oh, wait, thank you, Carson. So that's right, guys. Not only is stage 12 the largest, just here on the Universal property, it's actually among the largest sound stages found in the entire entertainment industry. So naturally, that means stage 12 is where we built some of the biggest sets in movie history. I'm going to show those to you guys now, but we're also going to pass by a bunch of these stages here on the left. Try to sneak a quick peek inside because a lot of these stage doors are wide open. But here are just some of the biggest sets that have been built in Universal sound stages. So up on your screens, and off to the left, you guys will notice these stages look exactly the same from the inside. Oh, hold on.
Tugboat?
I wonder what they're filming.
Let me see if it
Looks like we're in the theater, guys. I stopped talking on the microphone because I saw those red lights flashing. That means they're filming inside at that moment. So as we pass by, we always have to be careful because there's potential that they could record our voices as the trams are dropping by. And then, I don't know if you guys could hear me, I gasped because I saw the beignet truck was here. So I'm very excited about that. I'm going to make that stop on my way home. Anyway, over here to the left-hand side, there's a lot of production happening. You guys are going to notice I'm still looking over my shoulder because as we pass through the front lot, we're going to see about 28 of these stages. Right now, all of them are being used for TV shows, movies, commercials. It's mostly TV and commercials this time of year, and we have a lot of TV shows that have just come back from, they call it hiatus, and that's when they take a little break in between seasons. So for example, one of the big shows, the one we just passed where they were filming, is a TV show called Superstore starring America Ferrera. They just came back for season 5.
It's hard here, but let's have some patience for one another.
Big makes us all act.
If your face stays where it is, it's going to get punished.
And over here on the right-hand side, we've had quite a few game shows like Hollywood Game Night, hosted by Jane Lynch. Also, Family Feud and Celebrity Family Feud, both of those hosted by Steve Harvey, have been filming a ton of new episodes. Over here on the right-hand side, we're about to see a little base camp area for one of my favorite TV shows. Unfortunately, they're finishing up their 4th and final season of production. It's called The Good Place.
Eleanor Shellstrom, our death.
So over here to the right-hand side, this is where they've been doing The Good Place for the last 4 seasons with Kristen Bell and Ted Danson. This year, Ted Danson was nominated for an Emmy for his work on the show, along with Maya Rudolph. If you guys have not seen this show, you still have time. Seasons 1 and 2 are on Netflix, but the final season starts airing on NBC at the end of September, so keep your eyes peeled. Over here on the left-hand side, this is where all the production starts. Everything begins with just an idea in someone's head. So these offices are where you're going to find the biggest writers, producers, and directors in Hollywood. You may notice that these buildings don't really look like offices, and that's because most of these started as dressing rooms for stars like Rock Hudson, Doris Day, Lucille Ball, Clint Eastwood. They all spent a lot of time here back in the 40s and 50s. Now, if you keep looking off to the left, we can see a couple more stages back here. These are used for a very well-known TV show called Will and Grace, starring Deborah Messing, Eric McCormick, Sean Hayes, and Megan Mullally.
It also has
Will
Will
and Grace has been filming new episodes here for the last about 2 years. So all the old episodes from the 90s, those were all done on the East Coast. This soundstage that you see out to the left is also used for America's Got Talent and World of Dance with Jennifer Lopez. And then as we, okay, this is a new route. And then as we go over here to the, we're going straight. Keep looking off to the left-hand side. We're looking into our metropolitan area sets. Now you guys are gonna see I'm thrown off because we were not going through here this morning. There was a commercial that was working in this area, so this is the first time we're seeing this today. We may see some leftover set decoration. I don't know. Keep your eyes peeled. Most of the filming out here is going to happen on the left-hand side, right in the middle of our metro sets. I want to point out to you guys over here on the right. See this fake wall that's painted to look like a city building? This is just in the background of the things that are being filmed over here. So in the background, it looks pretty realistic. We're traveling through London Square, these kind of orange buildings, really recognizable from the Marvel TV shows on ABC, Agent Carter, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Over here on the right-hand side, see all those staircases there? That's Brownstone Street, our most filmed location on the back lot. Here it is in the movie Bruce Almighty, and we're gonna see that wall one more time, you guys. Here it is in the background of this scene. Can you see it? Yeah, because when I told you guys that looked like a real building on camera, I can tell some of you didn't believe me. On screen, in the background, it's realistic enough.
Well, you're done now. Great. B-E-A-U.
Bruce Almighty is actually on Netflix right now, so if you have not seen it, most of the outdoor scenes with Jim Carrey as a roving reporter, that's all our metro sets. This is an area where we get to work with a lot of really big names in entertainment and big productions, because when you're working out here, the sky is the limit. Our metro sets are almost 4 acres. So this is a really big set. You'll see a lot of big action scenes in movies done out here. Movies like The Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone. Netflix's Rim of the World just released last month, also shot out here. Transformers with Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox. And my personal favorite, this one's on TV all the time right now, Captain America, the First Avenger, starring my husband, Chris Evans, as Captain America. Remember the scenes where he wakes up for the first time as a super soldier? He has to chase down a bad guy through New York City. Well, that was done out here, you guys. Big names in entertainment working out here, big productions, and one big name we love to collaborate with. He is a Kiwi director. His name is Peter Jackson.
The original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and...
Oh, so the King Kong time already?
King Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you encounter monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, but just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island. We really put a lot of thought into the character and personality of Kong, and he's so much more than a monster. In fact, he's not a monster. He is an incredibly majestic, ancient creature. He's a force of nature. He's old, he's wise, he's proud, he's fierce, and obviously he has a heart.
All right, everybody, get those 3D glasses ready, secure all loose belongings, and please remember to remain seated. It will be a bumpy ride. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the jungle. places on the planet. It does look like everybody survived. So congratulations! You're doing a great job so far. You know what? Just hold on to your pretty glasses too, because you never know. They could come in handy a bit later on in our tour. Now that epic battle, that was projected on some of the world's largest digital 3D screens. So those screens measure in at 180 feet wide and 40 feet tall. Peter Jackson and his team at Weta Digital, they designed the film for us. Weta has won 6 Academy Awards over the years. So they've worked on movies like Jungle Book, Avatar, Alita, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, The Lord of the Rings trilogy, The Hobbit, Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame.
We're going to the same spot again.
With a project like the studio tour, the audience is in the middle of the environment. They're looking in all directions, there's creatures coming at them, they're seeing Kong from this side and T-Rexes from the other side. Working on a movie, we always know where the people are looking. They're looking straight ahead, they're looking at the shot that we're working on. Here you have to take into account that people are looking in all directions.
Also, one of the things about this ride, unlike the movies that we're used to working on, there's no cuts. Because it's one giant shot. This tram that's driving along through Skull Island is where the camera's from. This ring represents where the screen is 10 meters away.
We're really creating about 50 minutes of a feature film. That amount of visual information, that number of pixels, and presenting them to the audience, it's a hell of a ride.
So as you guys may have noticed, during King Kong, we saw our tram. It got pulled on screen by those T-Rex dinosaurs. So that does mean that we are all riding in something that we would call on a film set a picture car, just like the ones you guys will see on our left-hand side. So get those cameras ready now, folks. This is Motor Alley. And this is where we keep the most famous cars that have ever been driven on the Universal lot, like a Ford Cobra kit car from Knight Rider, or the Magnum PI Ferrari 308. Guess what? Not a real Ferrari. It's just a VW bug engine seated on a dune buggy chassis. Turns out the real Ferrari engine was way too loud to use for filming. Now, a picture car doesn't have to have an engine, and truth be told, does not even have to run, like our Flintstones vehicles. These would be pulled along behind a production truck for filming. Of course, we can't bring up picture cars without mentioning one of Universal's most successful film franchises. That, my friends, would be Fast and Furious. And you may not realize it, these movies have been around for about 18 years now. The first one was released all the way back in 2001. Last weekend, I think like this past weekend, we also released our 9th installment in the franchise. Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So we're just going to keep making those. You guys, you're welcome. No need to thank us, just enjoy. Let's leave behind the mean streets of Motor Alley. Out here on the back lot, we could be anywhere in the world in just a matter of moments. So Steve is taking all of us to a remote island off the coast of Costa Rica.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Aw, thanks, John Hammond. So we're traveling through the gates of Engine, and out here there are set pieces, there are vehicles. These all appear in Steven Spielberg's Jurassic Park series, including the mobile lab, which is over here on our left. It's from The Lost World, Jurassic Park, starring Jeff Goldblum. Now, as we pass by the mobile lab, again, it's on your left-hand side. I want you guys to look very closely, and you're going to notice that the lab is made mostly out of plywood.
Bless you.
Painted to look like metal. Up close, you can see where the paint is starting to chip away. And as we pass by, you're also going to see the back window of the mobile lab. If you take a look over your shoulder, and you can see where it's come completely apart. You can see clearly that it's made out of plywood. So they wanted to design a lightweight set piece, specifically. Oh my goodness! Oh no, ladies and gentlemen, we're under attack. Okay, you guys back there in car 2. Never mind. Too late for car 2. Cars 3 and 4, you guys might want to duck back there. Sorry about that. We have a dinosaur problem here. You know, it's Jurassic Park, you guys, so I don't know what you're expecting. And if you've never seen these movies, that 26 years. Spoiler, the dinosaurs don't stay in the cages. That never happens. One other thing you'll notice when you're watching Jurassic Park, always have the dinosaurs escape. It starts raining. So there is a reason for that, you guys. It's because rain...
See, I want to put weight on him.
Cool on camera. That's pretty much it. Weather doesn't have to have anything to do with the story. It doesn't have to make any sense. It's purely there to make things more exciting for the audience to watch. So we do have a demonstration set up for you guys on the left. Before we get into that though, let's get a weather forecast from my uncle. He works at the Today Show, so you guys might know him actually. His name's Al Roker. Uncle Al, are you there?
Hi everybody, here's today's forecast for the Universal Backpack. It's going to be sunny and dry in 6 Points, Texas. Cool in Europe. Expect snow and sleet on New York Street. And we've got a high chance of fog and precipitation for Skull Island, Amity Island, and Island Rock. That's your forecast for today. Now here's a look at what's going on.
Oh, wow. Wait a second. I guess we're supposed to look out for a flash flood. Are you kidding? That seems a little unrealistic. What we're looking at on the left, this is how we created rainfall on camera. It's very simple, you guys, just an overhead sprinkler. Notice that the water doesn't fall straight down to the ground. That doesn't look like real rain. So, oh no. Oh no, no. Okay, Al Roker was like, I'm sorry. You're sitting on the left. Always trust your local weatherman. Hey, you guys. The flash flood, come on, that's a classic Universal attraction. Were you watching what I was doing up here? That's acting. Yeah, that's what it looks like up close. I guess you guys can think of me as Meryl Streep. You know, I wear khaki pants to work. Other than that, we're basically twins. But the flash flood is created by releasing thousands of gallons of recycled water
Looks like Call of
from
Duty.
large tanks up at the top of the hill.
Oh,
but
my big highlight.
just like Paul Giamatti's stunt double, we're getting washed away 2 pins across the border. So we're leaving old Mexico behind and entering the old West. This is 6 Points, Texas, over here on the left-hand side.
Just like Colorado.
What's going on over here? Okay. So we have our New York Film Academy students filming out here. You guys will see this area in a cowboy western themed Capital One commercial. But the big project coming out of 6 Points, Texas this year, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Quentin Tarantino's latest film starring Brad Pitt and Margot Robbie. So if you guys have already seen the movie, it's all the Western set scenes. Like every time that they're at the Western set, that's all 6 Points, Texas. They were here for probably like 6 weeks last summer. Big top secret project. Those happen on the studio lot all the time. In fact, later on in the tour, closer towards the end, there's a big set that they're making. It's so ridiculous, you guys. When we get to the end of the tour, we have to make like a big loop around this set and go a weird direction. I'll tell you all about it once we get there, because I'm not allowed to tell you anything about what's actually filming there. You'll see them. It's at the end of the tour. Anyway, over here, what do we have? We have a couple of TV shows. So like directly behind me, this is the outdoor set for The Good Place, and they're wrapping up today. This is going to be their last day here. Over on the right-hand side, this is a TV show called Home and Family, which airs on the Hallmark Channel.
I've heard of that.
You're noticing I'm turning my mic volume down a little bit, because there's always a possibility that they could still be filming. It looks like they're done for the day. See all these cars that are leaving? But over here on the left, it's like all the way down this roadway. You can see there's that backyard stage area. There are these gray trailers. If you keep looking past the trailers, you're going to see there's even a little house out there. So this is all for the TV show Home and Family, which airs on the Hallmark Channel. It's hosted by Debbie Matenopoulos. It's like a home and garden show. we're going to take you guys on a little bit of a detour through stage 50. So this particular stage has been dressed to look like a San Francisco subway station. I told you, a sound stage can look like anything. This one appeared in an episode of Bone starring David Boreanaz and Emily Deschanel.
Very upset. When I talked to him, she got put in his arms. There's with the FBI? Yeah.
Did you guys? Oh, okay.
I'm telling you, I don't like earthquakes. Like, I really don't like earthquakes. They mock earthquakes, I guess, too.
I got on the internet scared. People like,
Now, with Bones, they've added in a couple of things here, like real people, CGI, or computer-generated imagery, 12 less water, that's fine with subway tunnels. And all of that makes this effect look much more exciting to the audience who's watching at home. Now, I feel we've had enough excitement for this one tour, so let's slow everything down. I want to take you guys to my favorite spot. It's always super chill out here. You're going to love it. It's called Amity Island. I'm sure you've heard, yes, they had a problem with the shark. That was a while ago, okay? The shark is up on the pier, on the right. We got him. Don't see what the big deal was. And I don't want to brag, you guys, but it was actually my boyfriend, Scuba Steve, who caught the shark. Steve is still... Oh, no. Oh, no. Wait, Steve! Swim! Swim for the boat, Steve! Like, move your arms or... So dumb. Alright, guys, glad you got to meet my ex-boyfriend, Scuba Steve. Really great guy. Not a good listener, as we all just saw. We told him to swim. Tell you what, why don't we take cover behind, I don't know, I guess this highly flammable wooden pier and this unattended gas station. This looks like a good stopping point. Oh, whoa! Okay, maybe not. I don't want to scare you guys here, but there's something in the water! So silly. Actually, I recognize this dude on the right. Ladies and gentlemen, we just met our first celebrity. Hollywood heavyweight Bruce the Shark. You guys know Bruce. He's been terrifying grown men and small children alike since 1975. What a career. All jokes aside though, the shark we just saw actually works much better than the one Steven Spielberg used while he was filming Jaws. So the shark that Spielberg used, that one sank on the very first day of filming. Spielberg, you guys have to remember, this was his first big studio movie. He did his homework. He tested the mechanical shark. He just did not test it enough because as soon as they brought the shark out to Martha's Vineyard the very first day of filming, it sank. That pushed the entire production over 100 days behind schedule.
That's right. Stumbles, never fall.
So once Jaws was finally released in theaters, it was a hit, the first ever summer blockbuster. And Steven Spielberg, that's him by the way in those little shorts, he doesn't like this picture. Steven Spielberg was the one who named the shark Bruce after his attorney, his lawyer at the time. That's a true story. If you guys have seen the Disney Pixar movie Finding Nemo, remember the shark in that movie is also named Bruce? That's not a coincidence. That is a reference to the movie Jaws. He's named after our Bruce.
Plus, it's always so hard to like come up with names for characters.
Much more suburban. You guys probably saw it in last season's promos for The Voice on NBC. It's going to be in a Microsoft commercial. We had a Toyota commercial that filmed out here. Over to the left, this is the entrance to Wisteria Lane. Today we have our New York Film Academy students working out there, which is why we're not driving down that street, but I'll show you what it looks like. This year you probably saw Wisteria Lane in an insurance commercial. Which one you might ask? I don't know. Pick one. They all filmed out there. State Farm, Allstate, Geico, or AAA, Nationwide, Liberty Mutual. Wisteria Lane just so happens to be a great example of a realistic suburban neighborhood. Now, at this point in the tour, a lot of people do a weird thing where they're like, I don't watch TV and I don't watch Desperate Housewives, so I've never seen this set before. I don't know what you're talking about. That's so wrong. You've seen this set probably hundreds of times throughout the years. It's been here since the 1940s. And back then it was in movies like Harvey with Jimmy Stewart, Bedtime for Bonzo with Ronald Reagan.
Oh, I do remember that song.
You guys. This set in the 90s was in movies like Pleasantville, Deep Impact, The Burbs, Casper with Christina Ricci, which is one of my favorite movies, and it's also on Netflix right now. And it's just a great example of a realistic neighborhood. We have a lot of different kinds of projects that work out there. But over here on the right-hand side, this is what happens when the sets are a little bit more based in fantasy. So this is Whoville from Ron Howard's Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. This is mostly styrofoam. We used about 2 million linear square feet of styrofoam to construct Whoville, along with 1,938 peppermint candy canes. So this set was originally built in sound stages on the front lot. Later on, it was relocated out here for the studio tour. But on the back lot, the Who's have a little bit more to deal with than just the Grinch. Out here, their neighbor is a real psycho. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Bates Motel.
We all know a little mad sometimes.
And we can also see the Psycho house up on the hill here. So these are both two of the most iconic sets still left standing in Hollywood today. Right now, Steve is going to take all of us up the Psycho path. Guys get it? Card 3, I don't see anybody laughing back there. Psycho path. Because it's wordplay, you see? Don't worry, it's a thinker. You guys will get it on the ride home. Now, over on the left-hand side, that's the Psycho house. This is the same one from the 1960 film directed by Alfred Hitchcock. Psycho is the first American film to feature a flushing toilet on screen. Back then it was considered rude and scandalous, and the censors at the time were like, I don't think so. Alfred Hitchcock was like, oh, I think so. I need this scene in my movie. But we're going to travel past the Psycho house and into Norman's constructed on the property.
The house is on top of the hill.
Steven Spielberg's sci-fi
Yeah, that's
thriller
hilarious.
War of the
Actually,
Worlds.
damn, that's funny.
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example.
I saw this as a kid and I like it.
That is all designed around the vision that Steven had.
When we first began to sit down and talk about War of the World, I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
So to answer the number one question on everybody's mind, yes, that is a real airplane on the left. It's a Boeing 747. And it was brought here and destroyed specifically for the film War of the World. So this entire set took about 3.5 months, more than $250,000 to create, but it's only in the movie War of the Worlds for about 4 minutes. That's it. What Spielberg wants, Spielberg gets. You're not going to argue with him. Okay, so now we're going to come around to that set I was telling you guys about earlier. We're going to see parts of it off to the left-hand side. Keep looking out to the left-hand side. We can see lots of vehicles. There are tents. A lot of these trees have been added in to block our view. We can see more trees. I see camera rigs, lighting equipment out here. There are trucks. I'm just describing what I can see to you guys because I'm looking backwards. But then in front of you, see this giant blue wall over here? So that's the largest freestanding backdrop in North America. We can use this to take our actors to impossible places. The middle of the ocean, the middle of the desert, otherworldly places. But I'm not allowed to tell you guys what that set is for. And also I'm like kind of joking about it, but it's really serious. Sometimes people will like hear you talking about the set and then they'll go tell on you. So keep that in mind. As we drive through this area, they're sending us away from the action all the way around. So I'm gonna do my best to quickly describe to you guys what they're doing out there. So off in the distance, we saw a tiny bit of this log cabin that was originally built for a movie called The Great Outdoors, starring John Candy. The log cabin is built directly in front of the blue backdrop. So most of the time what they're going to do is film scenes with actors and set pieces in front of the blue wall. Later on, we're going to use a computer to take away the background. So for example, this is where they filmed scenes from the movie Sully, starring Tom Hanks. And this entire thing was done out here. They brought in the plane, the water, and the people. It's all real. And then they film them in front of the backdrop. Later on, they just take out the blue in the background. So for this scene that you guys are seeing, it was all done over here on the left-hand side. And we're going to come around. We can see the front of this backdrop here. They just set up the entire thing in front of this blue backdrop. Later on, we use a computer program to take out the blue. And then you get scenes that take place in the middle of the ocean, middle of the desert. But this was all done here on the back lot. We have a lot of different kinds of scenes that have filmed out here. Lots of the stuff from Psycho was done out here. That was when they first added in the lake. Later on, they added in the backdrop, and this is where they'll do a lot of CGI heavy scenes. Not in Jaws or Revenge, they didn't have CGI back then, but scenes like this from Jurassic Park 3. This is from the Hulk. There's going to be a scene coming up from Bruce Almighty here. So you can film your actors in front of that backdrop and then just take out the background and make it appear as if they're somewhere else, which is what they're doing right now. If you guys are big nerds like I am, this project that's working over here is one of the big trailers that came out of San Diego Comic-Con a couple of weeks ago. So again, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but as we turn this corner here, you'll be able to see a little bit of it. It's like, it's behind me. But it's a really big setup. So it's not uncommon for us to have really big productions that work out here in that way. Beyonce's Formation music video filmed out here, TLC's Waterfalls, parts of Jurassic World. This is a set where we get to see a lot of big...
Look, this might be more serious than I thought. What just happened? This is a secure line. Who are you?
I'll tell you who I am, boy. I'm the reason bad guys use a nightlight. I'm the reason the boogeyman begs his mama to look under his bed. And I'm the reason you just lost control of this whole operation. My name is Special Agent Luke Hobbs of the U.S. Diplomatic Security Service, and as of 16.9 seconds ago, I'm the man in charge.
The hell you are.
Let me clue you in on two things, sweet cheeks. One, there's a high-value witness from the Federal Protection Program aboard your vehicle. And two, an international crime syndicate led by Owen Shaw is honing in on this vehicle to take that witness out. Shaw's as ruthless as they come, and he'll stop at nothing to eliminate his target. Every living soul on this vehicle is in serious danger. Other than that, enjoy the ride.
This is not your jurisdiction.
It is now, stink pickle.
I'm so tired of you stink guys stepping in just whenever you feel like.
Mute him.
All right.
Don't you?
Sorry.
That's better. We're moving your vehicle to a safe location until we have the situation under control. Until then, I want everybody to stay calm. Enjoy the ride. I'm taking care of business. Hobbs out.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it appears as if Agent Hobbs is in charge of this mission now. I feel pretty good about that. I gotta say, I feel like I smell what he's cooking, and I like it. I'm on board. So in just a moment here, we're going to pull forward into this building that you guys can see on the left. This is the Sullivan Truck Repair Garage. Now, do keep in mind, you guys, this is a known street racer party hangout. So I don't know exactly what we're going to find in there, but I do know that you guys should all still have your 3D glasses. Do you have them? Okay, you don't have to put them on just yet. Just hold on to them. Just so you know, those do double as protective goggles. So if anything happens once we get inside, I may have to ask you to put those on. Not right now. For right now, we're about to pull forward as we do. Okay, so on our right-hand side, we're going to turn this corner and we're going to catch a sneak peek of this super top secret set over here as we pull into the Sullivan Truck Repair Garage. I know you guys are nervous. It's okay. Our driver, Steve, he's here every week. He races our trams for pink slip, so you don't even have to be worried. He's going to take us right on in. We got some pretty cool cars here. Now we just need to find someone who can tell us where to go or what to do next.
It just got here. Right, I got it. Well, listen, hello, beautiful people, particularly you right there, missing the third row. How you doing? Good? Your name is Roman Pierce. Nice to meet you. My buddy Hobbs asked us to stash you show for a while. Brought you in our secret spot. We're having a few friends over. It's a little messy. It's all good. The more the merrier. Especially you right there in that third row. You know what I'm saying? So look, see over there? It's our Suburban assault vehicle. Best truck the U.S. government can buy. That work of art back over there was made by my man Tej. Think of it as like a Mona Lisa on wheels.
So did you break it down to them?
What's that?
You had one job to do, Roman, one. Alright, look guys, we're gonna keep Shaw from finding you, but to keep you safe, we need your help. We don't want the syndicate tracking us here, so put away your cameras and turn off your cell phones. One flash or one ringtone will give us away.
I need y'all to take this real serious.
Okay, pull into the next bay and we'll meet you in there.
Alright, so I'll
It's on the third row, right?
Sorry about that, you guys. Alright, if you caught all your
I wouldn't let my kid do it.
Sounds like Roman and Letty just invited all of us to the party. So we're going to roll on in just as soon as they're able to open these doors in front of us. And again, you do not need to put on your glasses. Just hold on to them. Right now, I need everyone to just play it cool. Natural, just, you know, try to blend in here.
I know I saw it.
That is.
I took photos of all this and I sent it to you.
All right. Pretty having a party.
Everybody out! The FBI! Turn that music off!
This is what we doing. This is the race day after party.
where the other? Roman Pierce, FBI, don't move.
Him?
That's right, party's over.
You know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not...
You're under arrest right now.
Ladies, just back up a little bit. Got it. It's lightweight. First of all, I don't work for you.
Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for?
We don't work for nobody. Cop, I suggest you clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety.
Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Yeah, but mine's a whole lot bigger than yours. Hobbs, escort this novice out. Let's go, Cookie Puss! That ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family will protect you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in the middle of something.
See what I'm talking about?
Call you back.
Man.
It was on vibrate. Sean traced us. Hobbs can't hold him forever. Letty, Roman, we're up. Driver, move that vehicle.
All right, we're out of here.
I think it's real interesting. My Mona Lisa's all warmed up right next door.
Roman, grab your truck. I need you and Letty ready to roll.
Okay. Well, you guys, that did not go according to plan. So, tell you what, we're just gonna hide in this conveniently located parking structure just next door. I think it'll be fine, but you guys should put on your glasses. Yeah, put those on. They will protect your eyes, just in case. You never know. Definitely does not sound good outside.
Which one of you is the witness? Speak now or you all get fried!
This is our turn.
I got the bull by the horn! I got company! This is mine, Letty!
How about you eat asphalt?
Don't think you're getting away!
Way to go, Letty. Don't climb another missile shot! Not gonna happen. Don't worry, I got this. Roman, don't shoot! Head for the bridge! Under construction! Everybody hold on! Hit the nitrous! I'm done!
To the world famous studio tour. That means our tour is coming to a close. I know, sad. I'm gonna miss you too. I've got just a couple of things to go over with you guys before we get back to the theme park. So if you haven't heard, Universal Studios does have an app. We call it the USH app. Download it to your smartphone or use our website, ushwaittimes.com. Both of those will give you the most up-to-date information on everything happening in the park. Once we call up to our unload line, remain seated, please, until the gates on the left left are open for you. Don't forget to gather up all of your belongings and hold on to your 3D glasses. We have bins for you to toss those in directly in front of you once you've stepped off the vehicle. If you find yourself with questions, comments, or concerns, look for me, your friendly neighborhood tour guide, Lauren. Hi.